Members of Alexander's broadcasting team took a look at how Alexander Athletic and Recreation Center will affect the community. The construction of the facility, which was originally called the Wellness Center, has been an exciting yet controversial topic within the community. Planning for the project began in 2006, but the idea had been in the works for some time. When the school's new K-12 complex opened in 2004, the district went from having 4 gyms to 3 stages in the elementary, middle school, junior high, and high school to having 3 gyms and 1 stage in a single building complex.
This loss of space has made it difficult to meet the needs of Alexander students. 6th through 12th grade physical education students already share gym space with the elementary school. When testing rolls around and the classes are forced to meet in the cafeteria, students have a study hall rather than gym class. Testing is not the only event that disrupts their classes, though. The gym space is also used as a polling place for area voters, for community blood drives, and other school events such as prom and graduation. The lack of gym space also makes it difficult to create a functional schedule that includes all athletics and ensure fair practice times. Coach Kearns gave us a closer insight into how this problem affects him. How does lack of gym space affect your classes?
Well, it has a big effect every day, actually, with Mrs. Skurlock and Dave Mack. Coach Mack have to split the gym every day. So we have actually 4 PE teachers and only 3 gymnasiums. So that's on a daily basis. And then when you get involved with a lot of other things that happen here, probably in spring break in 1 week, they'll be putting a batting cage in the gymnasium I teach in, which takes a lot of space. Last Thursday we had a blood drive. We were displaced. The Friday then we had a wrestling tournament, so we were displaced. Today they had ACT testing in the gymnasium I used. You have prom, elections. There's just things going on constantly that's needing use of gym space, which people, I understand, need, but it just displaces the PE class over and over throughout the course of the school year.
As he stated, not only does this problem affect athletics, but it also affects all aspects of the school day.
Speaking of fair practice times, varsity sports typically receive priority over junior high and youth sports. Many youth teams don't end their practices until 9 o'clock.
How does late practice times affect your kids' education or even your schedule?
From my family standpoint, unfortunately the busier my kids are, the better they do. They don't have any downtime, they don't have time to slack off, so they're very, very focused, and their grades are better the busier that they are. However, that does require a lot of time management. It requires the kids to immediately work on homework as soon as school is over and then transition into practice time. And if practice time is going really, really late, there's no family time. By the time we get home from practices, it's showers, bed, and then we're back at the routine the next day.
How do you think that the Wellness Center is going to affect the community?
I think it's going to be very positive for the community, not only for the Albany area, but for Athens in general. What we find for all of our youth leagues, for our club sports, is that there's just not enough space. Right now we're running 10 teams out of a club, and we get 1 practice a week or 2 practices a week, and that's just not enough time to be competitive. Aside from sports, I think that it's going to be great for the community as a whole because it's a place for people to go. It's a place for events to happen. Depending on the multi-use of the court, you could open that up for a lot of different events, not just sporting and school functions.
Utilizing new spaces will allow for an earlier and healthier schedule for families.
The new Athletic and Recreation Center will give students of all ages the opportunity to have access to modern facilities. It will also be possible to hold many more events without disrupting the schedule of the school day. This space will one day become the home of 2 new gym spaces. The new center will include a girls' locker room, which will now make the school Title IX compliant.
The Recreation Center will in total 20,000 square feet and will also include an indoor track, spaces for exercise classes, and more. The boosters have raised a total of $450,000 towards the project. Phase 2 is now on its way as well, and donations are always welcome.
I'm Katie Nelson,
And I'm Amber Hart.
reporting to you from Alexander High School.